tired of wishing, tired of on my own. Tired of loving, tired of my soul, tired of wishing, tired of my own, tired of loving, tired of my soul, tired of wishing, tired of my own.
10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Pain cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count. 10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Pain cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count. 10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Pain cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count. 10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Pain cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count 0.
The centerfold, like she made on gold. Battle run, battles, babe, battle roll. And anytime, anywhere, she make a swagger, take a second look and disappear. Have you ever tell of how you lost your mind? Story goes, she gave you so, and that's what's left. It's the number two killer. Who's the number two killer? She's the number two killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment. It's the number two killer. Who's the number two killer? She's the number two killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment. A man, think they better ban. Miss in your face, that your fight could last a match. Anytime, anywhere. She take you on, take a second, take a pony flare. Have you ever tell of how you lost your mind? Story goes, she gave you so, and that's what's left. Number two killer. She's the number two killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment. It's the number two killer. Who's the number two killer? She's the number two killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment. Ooh, why's love never certain? 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 used to hold me down, yeah. Just take a look around. Better yet, stop. Look what you dragged down. Try to backtrack, wanna come back. I ain't like that. You ain't gonna waste my time. No. Let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Don't waste my time. Just let me be. You chose your path when you left me. Don't think you could just come running back when you chose to ruin everything we had. It was you who walked off and left and got me feeling restless. But now I realize that I am worth much more than you treat me. You can't keep using my life. It's time for me to be free. Let me be, boy, let me be. 'Cause you didn't want me when you had me. Let me be. Don't waste my time, no. Just let me be. I got my life when you left me.
There's a pain in my heart 'cause somebody didn't feel a war in my soul like no longer there. There's a pain in my heart 'cause somebody didn't feel a war in my soul like no longer there. There's a pain in my heart 'cause somebody didn't feel a war in my soul like no longer there. There's a pain in my heart 'cause somebody didn't feel a war in my soul like no longer there.
Hello. 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 Can you hear me? Hello. Okay. Let's see. बना दो कुछ भी, मैं मीटिंग ले रहा हूँ एक तो ना। आप बताओ क्या बना सकती हो, आप बताओ। आपकी पूजा हो गई? आपकी पूजा हो गई? आपकी पूजा हो गई? Okay. अभी अब आज से मैं ना हैवी ड्यूटी वर्क शुरू कर दिया इसके साथ जब जगा हुआ है बंदा इस उठ गया मैं पता लाइव स्ट्रीम कर दिया मैंने मैं जो काम करता हूँ ना लाइव स्ट्रीम कर देता हूँ लाइव स्ट्रीम चल रही है यूट्यूब पे भी नहीं बैठी रहो बैठी रहो
10 years ago, this
आ रही होगी देखो बैठ जाओ एक सेकेंड कोई बात नहीं एक सेकेंड नहीं आ रही नहीं आ रही ब्रेड ब्रेड नहीं खा रहा हूँ मैं अब ना
विवेक आप गए नहीं?
आपने कहा ना चलो मैं रुक जाऊंगा पास्ता खिला देना पराठा हाँ अभी 20 मिनट्स बाद बता देना मैं ये मीटिंग ले लूँ ठीक है
Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Good morning.
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay. So I was just fiddling around with loading functions. So let's take a look. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, by default, I would say to support multi-image. In order to get, quick results, I believe first we should have space available whenever we provide like two file paths in an indented or in a basically a 2D vector. And then having the space available for the second image will set us up in a good direction, I believe. So that's the bar to clear right now. So I was just going the opposite. I was just going through the opposite way, supporting, the vector of vector med images, and then we will eventually land on coordinate display. And here basically we need to tweak a lot of things. So what I really wanted to ask is what needs to change in the vertex shader, because to be honest I didn't think anything should change in the vertex shader because we only have this we have two triangles and then we divide the space on those two triangles within our studies. So I don't think it's viable for us to expand the size of those two triangles. But you can guide me if I'm on a wrong track or not.
Okay, so basically, it's important. It depends how do you want to get through this. I suppose it would be good to divide the available space into two vertex
Yes.
shaders. Yes.
Y-
So this is what needs to basically change where those are. Yes, we need to get one on the left, the other on the right.
Okay, so basically
And
two vertex shaders. So we have a quad on the left and a quad on the right, I believe.
I suppose it would be the easiest solution. You can also do it differently, but I think it would be the simplest.
Okay, so two main functions then. So this just
Maybe it's better to parameterize this, yes? Not create a second function, just parameterize this and invoke it 2 times, yeah?
okay. Okay, invocation for 2 times. Okay, parameterize it and invocation. Okay, and then for fragment, let's see, fragment shader. Where did it go? So here, when we were adding the uniform variables, so for each study, should we just, or do we create a new fragment shader as well, like invocation 2 times of this fragment shader function?
Yes, I think it would be the easiest way to do. So you will not change anything, just invoke it 2 times with some parameterize this and invoke it 2 times, yes? And maybe in this case, it does not even need to be parameterized because you would have just different textures. You may have different textures in one and the other case.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, in shaders, we simply invoke them 2 times based off of the parameters that have been passed within these function arguments. So for each individual study, I believe. And this is okay. Okay. And what happens if, like, we have 4 studies, 2 overlaid and 2 overlaid, but 2 overlaid and 2 overlaid side by side? Do we, in that case, the vertex shader? Go on.
Generally, the vertex shader is getting all of the images that overlay each other. So it does not care whether it has 1 or 2 or 3 unless it's overlaying each other. So it does not change anything.
Okay, so but fragment shader, it does change in that case because we have 4 invocation of this fragment shader. Then not
No, not for invocation.
Twice, sorry.
Now, as you have it now, yes, you can have, in theory, a limited number of images that overlay each other, yes, on display.
Yes.
And you invoke these shaders just once. So you, in this particular case, if you want to create a separate shader, separate window, and separate everything, we just need to get everything the same amount of times as we have views. Yeah, so 2 for now.
Okay, got it. Okay, so say shaders is done. So I believe the main
This all one more, just to clarify, this all is related not to textures, not to images, but to views. Yes, the windows.
the window, a GLFV window.
Basically, yes. So maybe not the window, maybe the space to display. Oh, yeah, this would be the best way to get it.
And if I understand it, what I'm trying to think is, what I currently don't understand, we have an image on the left, image on the right, and then the far right of the display we have text. So that would be easiest to do multiple image. So going back to prepare window, we invoke the vertex shader twice, fragment shader twice. And what I'm trying to understand, this vertex shader, as you said, we have vertex shader, 2 vertex shader in the available image space. So is there like a separation or like border in between the left and right image? Because then they will be like glued together, but we do need some separation in between them.
Oh, you mean some line that would physically separate them?
Yes.
For now, not.
For now,
not, because it will complicate things. Maybe
Okay.
it's a good idea, generally speaking, but let's just make it simplest as possible and make it work, and then we'll think how to improve it.
Okay, and one more thing, just to get specific, this, if you take a look at it, this vertex shader is occupying the entire available space, right? And we need to change these GLSL strings, I believe, to divide, basically to half it.
No. As far as I remember, This is a vertex shader, yeah. So this will not change basically, if I remember correctly. This is something also you need to verify. But vertex shader as a generally is processing the vertices, yes, that you
Yes.
supply to it. And so it does the shader, it just knows what to do with the vertices.
Ah,
And this would probably not change because you provide the vertices from this function get vertices that we were playing so long when we were
oh.
fighting with spacing, yes?
Okay, so that's the main thing for multi-display. Okay. And okay, let's see. GL attach text. And I believe the main window loop stays the same. Event loop perhaps needs to change because we have two quads now. Oh no,
Event loop will not
not
change.
change, yeah.
Yes, it will not change as the architecture here, but you will need to adapt a bit how this react, because as was in one of my questions that you were analyzing, we have these shortcuts and so on that will
Yes,
act on a window,
act on the
and
window,
we need to
yes.
decide on which window. Yes.
Uh,
So I
yeah.
suppose the easiest way to decide on which window it would act is to add another shortcut that would define which window is main window. Yeah.
You mean which image
Uh,
is made, I believe.
which area for display,
Okay,
left or right,
left or
is the
right.
active one. Yes. So
Act.
we need to have a way to tell whether the left or right is the active one and the other would be passive. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe we
So
can.
I think it would be the simplest to operate like that.
Okay, and
Do you understand do you understand the problem and the idea?
yes, because it's hard to detect which is left or right. But by default, we can make sure whenever we press a shortcut, both of those changes simultaneously, and then we can have the user an option to toggle them in the loading script, or we can do as you suggest.
Oh, but generally we frequently we would like to separately adjust windows for left and right view. Yes.
Okay.
For example, not always. Sometimes it should be for both of them. It would be also a good option. But giving the user possibility which one to modify window, for example, is important. The other thing, annotation. Yes, as we were speaking earlier, when you move the cursor, it should also indicate the same area on the other image. Yes.
Okay, so is it possible that as we are annotating, we get those annotated markers and then we display those annotated markers in the same region of the other image? Or do you mean just the cursor
Exactly.
itself?
Exactly. You know, there is even a more intuitive way to to get the active and passive image. Now, as I got the idea,
Well, I
the
was.
most intuitive way
Okay.
for user would be to just assume that the image that the mouse is over is active one, is area, basically left or right. If the
Yes.
user have the mouse over the left, it would be the active one, and we would be passive, and we would be displaying the cursor on the right that is in the same space, physical space, yes, not in the same pixels, not in the same location, but in the same physical space, if it is possible. Yes, because sometimes it would be invisible on the right. What
Yes.
is highlighted in the left.
Okay,
So
and
we can assume that if the cursor is over the left image of the left view, all of the shortcuts would work on the left view, and we would have this passive display on the right. I think it would be most intuitive.
and this is indicative from the cursor position, I believe, the x and y coordinates, because we would know
Yes.
how far is our left image and how far is our right image in x coordinates.
Exactly. You need to calculate on the basis of the XY location of the mouse. Where is it? And each time the mouse move, you need to get information into the state to tell on which view the mouse is currently present. So
Okay.
then any shortcut would take into account this information and work either or on the left or on the right.
Okay, but even in the left or the right, we need to tell user which texture is active, if whether it is whether it is if it is an overlaid image on the left or the right. Exactly right.
This is the same as is currently, yes? So this does not change at all. We have a list of textures, this data to scroll dims, yes, and all other informations that is related. As you proposed, we can do just two states, one state for the left, one state for the right. So just knowing the information, whether we are on the left or right, we will just modify this left state or right state. Just
Okay.
like that.
Okay, got it. So if we move our mouse to the left or the right and then press like space 2, space 3, all of these shortcuts, then depending upon which image is active, we will see changes.
Yes, this is the idea. And you also need to know this in order to display the cursor on the other image, yes, which is active, which is passive, because you need to work on the image that is not active to show the mouse over the same location in physical space.
Ah, okay. So as you mean annotation, or if we just hover the mouse over, we should see a cursor in the physical
Hover
space.
also hovering, annotation also, but hovering also.
Hovering is okay. So if we hover, we do not modify the underlying array. So we basically
No.
map.
We are not modifying anything. We just need to have a way to display something. Yes, some point, some triangle, something like this on other image.
So for example,
We fix how.
okay. So for example, if we are hovering over the left image with our mouse, in the last instance over the text cell over which our mouse was at, can we just display like a green square in the manual modif of the second right image, and then it immediately goes back for it displays it for 0.5 seconds, and then we will be able to see a trail of green squares following our cursor in the left image.
This is some idea. It would be problematic if this manual modif would be already annotated and
Oh
you
yes.
would not see these spots. And also reversing to the state that was earlier, if it was annotated, you could remove the part that was present earlier. The best would be to just render something. So to just get vertices there, for example, in the area that we want, and just render a triangle, for example, there.
Okay, so
spot or a circle.
but this
Probably
is
circle is the simplest. Right?
okay. We will discuss more about it when we get to it. But right now, I believe the task is to display area for two images side by side. So that's what I'm currently focusing on. So I'm trying to understand as many things as I can. And for every struct initialization that happens, instead of accommodating field for the other image, should I double it? For example, you have display objects, a calculatim struct, and then text display. This is only once. But for image, if there are image specific structs, should I double them in a vector and then play around with them?
Image specific structs. I think doubling everything would be a good idea. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe it's better to create a function, yes, that would take and return a vector, yes. So map everything, not double it manually, because remember that in future, yes, it can be 4 images, for example, yes, 4 views, like in Slicer. and so on. So it would be good to operate on vectors of those, not on just two cases that you manually copied. Do you understand?
Yes, okay, vectors. Okay, I mean, I was not trying to say, oh, we have a hard fast rule of basically initializing twice. I was just asking, depending upon the number of images that are passed, I just basically create more instances of those structs in a vector, basically,
Yes.
or a
Important
vector of
is that
vectors.
important is also to consider how to get about situation that we have the same images, the same texture specifications for both cases. Because it's not always the case that we want to display two different images side by side. Sometimes we want to display the same image but in different planes. So for example, the same image but on the left coronal, on the right transverse. Yeah.
Okay, this is going to. Okay, this is something complicated.
This is complicated, as I said from the beginning.
Yes.
But we can either get the two different images on the side by side, or the same image, but in, for example, different planes.
Okay. Okay, but for at least since we are short on time this month, can we, agree on multiple images side by side, and then I can later on add support after super voxels. This support for same image, multiple planes in 2 quadrants.
Wait a minute. Super voxel for sure later. Yes. Now you need to do these multiple views. Exactly. So.
Okay, and
for sure now first multiple views, then super voxels.
okay.
But you need to consider both cases. Yes, those either two completely different images or the same images as well. In the worst case scenario, you can just double the state. Yes, so duplicate the state or reference the same state 2 times, whether it's left or right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it should not be complicated to do this, basically.
Okay, and the consumer function doesn't change. I believe we only have a single main channel still.
Yeah. This does not change at all. As I said, we only need to, when you would refer to the state in any function, you will need to get the case whether we are working on the left or right area.
Okay, so I believe I will try to support from the user side of things and the initialization of multi-image, but I probably will get stuck during this function that we were stuck on, spacing. So I will get to it when there is time to get to it. And okay, this on and next are for reactivity. We will deal with it later. Prepare window, shader program, shader and vertices, frag shader. Oh, okay. And this window initialize in GLFV window. Do we have to do here anything to divide the window into 2, basically to get coordinates of the middle line so that we can pass in quads with vertex shader?
No, this is just a window. Yes, so the window in the GLFV manner. Yes, so it would be exactly the same window. We would just divide this window into areas to display. So this will not change at all.
Okay, got it. Okay, so I will start working on this. I will first try to see, and just so you understand, we simply call the display image function, and as you said, users should have an option to be able to pass custom texture specs, custom voxel data, custom spacings, and But this fraction of main image, I was wondering how to accommodate this. Because everything else I just put it inside of a vector of vector, and I will be able to accommodate it. But fraction of main image, I believe we can get it in a vector as well.
Fraction of main image, why? This is main image generally is only telling how much text we have, yes?
Oh yes, so okay.
So on the right that we have the text, and we just divided the space that is left to the areas to display those left and right images.
Okay.
Yes? So it does not change. Yes, it does
Yeah.
not needs to be changed.
Yes, so perhaps bad naming convention here. A fraction of main image. Okay, this leftover space gets divided, and if I understand correctly, leftover space gets divided by the get main vertices, and then we will initialize our vertex shader twice.
I think it would be the way.
Okay, so
You need to, of course, debug it. I'm not completely sure how the multiple vertice shaders will behave. You need to compare to the how the text shaders and text vertices and so on, how it is invoked. So you will see how to invoke multiple shaders and multiple vertex shaders and multiple fragment shaders and so on. But generally, yes. I think that your first task would be just to display exactly the same image, exactly the same everything on the in two instances on the left and right. Yes.
yes, okay,
Just this would be the good first step. Divide equally the space that is left after getting a text. Yes, so the 0.8 of window in the width and or height, and and just display the same thing from the same state and so on for the beginning as the first debugging step, let's say, on the left and on the right.
okay. So basically, same image on left and right, and then text side by side. No, oh, on the right side. So I will
Yes.
see how I will ask AI a few things to try to accommodate other image in this main vertices. And as you said, vertex shader twice, fragment, not twice, vertex shader depending on the number of images or studies passed by the user, fragment shader depending on the number of studies passed by the user, and what else? Structs depending on the number, and all of them goes into the channel, I believe. Okay, not channel, the state. Do we create another state for another image?
We can. This is something that is possible. You do propose to create the new state. This is not the only way how to do this. You can also look at this state and check what parts make sense to double, because not all of the state makes sense to duplicate, but some of it, yes. So for example,
Yes.
currently displayed slice would be different. Yes, main for display objects would be different. On scroll data would be different. Wait a moment.
Text
Text
to
display object, but text display object would not be different. Yes, it would be the same because we would have just one text.
Yes, and this
that would be different. Algorithm struct would be different. Value for master set, this can be different. Last recorded mouse position also would be different.
also okay. So
For undue vector, max length of undue vector. For now, we are not using this. Fill curve struct will be different.
would be
Yes,
different.
So, or generally, apart from a text display object, everything could be different. Yes, so you can you can create new state, for example, that would have this text display object and this series of this old state data feeds. Yes, How you would organize it, it's basically up to you. But I think that creating new struct that has one field is text display object, and the other field is vector of states, where the states is basically this struct would be without text display object, would be most convenient way to do this.
Okay, but can it also be
I
that
think so.
okay, can it also be that for like we just duplicate it and then always keep the text display object same, so we don't change it, touch it, just same as it is.
It is some possibility, but then if you would change something during the display, for example, you told that it is a good idea to display which texture is currently active, it is changing the state of the text. Yes, so you would
Yes.
need to update all of the states everywhere, and it is bug prone, basically.
So I believe what you just suggested is we take out this text display and put it in a new structure.
Yes, put it at a new struct, and in this struct put also the vector of state data field. Yes.
Okay. A
So
new state. Okay, a new state vec. Okay, so we can accommodate in main MedEye3d perhaps, and we get.
oh yes, it can be just get into this exactly. So here put this text as a field and vector of the states, and you need here the information about this which view is currently active one. So yes, and it should be okay. Exactly.
Okay, so I believe this is for now will suffice. I probably will get stuck during shader creation, but I will, if you are available, I will drop some questions in the Slack. And I added a Julia compatibility listing in the project TOML file, and the reason the package generation was failing is please rename the package back to ITKIO wrapper because the module name and the package name doesn't is not similar basically, so that's why it's failing again and again.
Okay, so I'm getting back to this ITKIO wrapper.jl, so this old one. And generally, there was also something bad with name, package naming guidelines.
That's because the URL didn't have .git as the guidelines. So perhaps when you are registering the package, I don't know why it should have git. One second, GitHub.
Okay. But does the name in the project TOML should be ITKIO wrapper or ITKIO wrapper.jl in the project TOML?
Oh, this is wrong, I believe. Let me check MedEye. Yes, does not need to have JL. In the end, wrong. It's wrong.
Does the okay. So I'm trying one more time, and I will send you the link to the because I was trying to debug this, so I created the same repository 3 times.
Yes,
So
and
I archived
yes,
all once, and I send you in a moment the currently. Okay, in a moment I will send it.
Okay, I got kicked. From the meeting. Let me check one more time. Okay, it's running. And I believe as soon as this package is done, should I modify MedImage right away?
Would be good. Would be nice. It would be
Okay.
beautiful to finally finish this.
And for default orientation, I was wondering because I couldn't see a function in MedImage that defaults orientation. So I was wondering what function were you referring to?
Just change direction, yes, or how it would go. In the moment, I will open and tell you. Where we have this. Yes, we have in spatial metadata change.jl file, we have change orientation main.
Okay, source spatial metadata change.
Change orientation.
Change orientation. Okay. Okay, this one.
Yeah.
MedImage new orientation. Okay, and by default we were getting LPS, so I will keep it that way.
Okay, it can be LPS. Just document that it is the case.
And I believe we now also have support for DICOM images. I'm not sure because I wrapped the ITK load.
But ITK load can, because there are two functions needed from the ITK in order to load. One is for single images, single files, and the other is for series of the files. The DICOMs generate series. But if it supports, it needs to support both, obviously. But
I don't think I have. I don't think I've wrapped series one. So let's just work on Nifty for a while, and I will add support for DICOM later on.
Yeah, but because DICOMs, original DICOMs is always series of files. Yes.
Yes.
So you need to load DICOM series, basically, and this should not be problematic. Basically, we could make everything work because this is a relatively small change in code. Okay, but let's first make at least Nifty and the raw working. Nifty is most important for a current moment.
Okay, so checks were not successful again. The compat entry for Julia is unbounded. Okay, let me see. Okay, so can we change the Julia compat to 1.6? Can you do that and redo this?
Yeah, let's go with this. .6. Okay.
Mama!
Well, maybe let's get it 1.9 because we will not use with the earlier versions. Okay.
ये फट गई क्या ब्रेड बनाओ चलो बिस्कुट अब मेरा मन कर रहा है तुझे पुच्ची करना सड़गी गंदे तरीके से फोन पे बकवास कर क्या सुना दिया
कौन
सड़गी
कौन
मुदड़ी
क्या कब बात होगी आपकी
अभी
क्या कह रही है
है सौंदर्य
क्या कह रही थी आपको?
विनोद को लेके कोई बात करती है तो मेरे से क्यों करते हैं फालतू बातें। मेरी तो सुनेगी। चिंकी अब तेरे बैक में नीचे दर्द नहीं हो रहा ना? नहीं हो रहा ना? चुभ नहीं रही ना तुमको ये? चुभ नहीं रही ना बेटा? मैं इस पे ये वाली चादर अभी सिल दूंगी, ठीक है?
Okay, so I believe we have another PR.
Yeah, but still it tells that the compat entry for Julia is unbounded.
Okay, let me
What
see.
does it mean?
Or perhaps we need to put a bounds, upper bound and lower bound. Back propagate bounds.
Because it's 1.9 for now. And just equals 1 now currently. I do not have idea what's happening. It equals 1.9.
हाँ हाँ toaster. Grill.
Oh, I think
नहीं. Compat entry. We have package naming, guidelines, dependency. We just compat. Compatibility. Also, if I'm not mistaken, after updating MedImage, it will take time to get in the registry, right?
yes, couple days probably. It depends how soon the maintainers would accept this. Okay. Ah, this one. Okay, I'll try it one more time. Okay. So let's hope that it will get through.
Yes, it will get through.
If not, we'll
Guide
think more.
guidelines are met. It says.
Okay. For now, you know your task. Let me know if you get stuck.
Okay, thank you.
Well, are you there?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So, yeah. Goodbye. See you.
Goodbye.
Oh, my love, will you hold? How would you like to be loved? Soft tensions, with soft tension. Ooh, how would you like to be loved? Soft tensions, with soft tension. tired of my own, tired of loving, tired of my soul, tired of wishing, tired of my own.
10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Paint cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count. 10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Paint cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count. 10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Paint cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count. 10 days, no sleep, only pen game. Paint cuts deep when I write your name. I ain't feeling like myself in a long while. Ever since you coming down with your love count. 0.
The centerfold, lashing made on gold. Batter up, batters, babe, by the road. And anytime, when or where, should make your swagger take a second look and disappear.
Have you ever tell of how you lost your mind? Story goes she gave you so and that's what's left.
It's the number 2 killer. Who's the number 2 killer? She's the number 2 killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment. It's the number 2 killer. Who's the number 2 killer? She's the number 2 killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment. A men, think they better than miss in your face, that your fight could last a match. Anytime, when or where, should take you on, take a second, take a part of your flair.
Have you ever tell of how you lost your mind? Story goes she gave you so and that's what's left.
Number 2 killer. She's the number 2 killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment. It's the number 2 killer. Who's the number 2 killer? She's the number 2 killer. Well, my body gon' need a moment.
Ooh, wise love never sorted. 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 Ooh, wise love never sorted.
Sitting here alone with the lights out, lies, deception, hurt rushing through my mind. You didn't seem to remember, no. You were supposed to hold me down, yeah. Just take a look around. Better yet, stop. Look what you dragged down. Trying to backtrack, wanna come